James Rolfe of Angry Video Game Nerd fame has been producing content online for over 15 years now. Beginning in 2004 with his review of the NES game Castlevania II, James has gone on to make 13 seasons of the Angry Video Game Nerd, as well as a feature film based on the character. And today, he is one of the most beloved and iconic people on the internet, helping pioneer an online industry of film and video game reviewers. Yet, compared to some of his peers, James Rolfe has maintained a near spotless public image, finding himself in the middle of only minor controversies that are forgotten fairly quickly. So in this video, we're going over 4 ways that James Rolfe avoids drama. But, before we get into them, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. If you're a fan of RPGs, Raid is totally free to play, and is available on both iOS and Android. Raid has all the features you'd expect from a brand new RPG title, like an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. And there is a new awesome rewards program for new players. Get a new daily login reward for the first 90 days in the game. I love how much this game has to offer, and it turns out I'm not alone. Almost 10 million players worldwide have already downloaded the game in just 3 months. And with more than 200,000 reviews, Raid has almost a perfect score on the Play Store. But hey, you be the judge. Go to the video description, click on these special links, and you will get 50,000 silver and a free Epic Champion as part of the new player program to start your journey. Number 1. Don't get political. James Rolfe has been more than happy to share his opinions on films and video games, but he's kept a tight lip when it comes to his political views. Unlike some reviewers who insert their political thoughts into their content, James has made his video game reviews stay true to what they're about: video games. This has made James Rolfe's work appealing to a wider range of people. Whether you're left-wing, right-wing, or somewhere in between, his videos aren't going to make you feel attacked.
The purpose is to have that escape. There's tons of horrible stuff going on in the world, but this is where you come to talk trivial, fun stuff, whether it's discussing opinions on movies or the history of some obscure game console, and hopefully have a good laugh here and there.
And as a result, he's been praised by his fanbase for not pushing politics in his content. Now, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with being political. If that's what you want to talk about, go ahead. But politics, by its very nature, tends to be divisive. So if you usually make non-political content, but then suddenly give your take on a political issue, it may lead to backlash. This is what happened last year to the animator and voice actor Jello Apocalypse. During the 2018 midterm elections, Jello put up a video simply titled "Vote," which, at first glance, appeared to be a nonpartisan call to action.
This is a message for my American viewers. Vote. Vote, vote, vote. Vote on Tuesday, November the 6th. Vote now, if you can. Get your friends to vote. Get your family to vote. Get everyone you know to vote.
However, as the video continued, it became obvious that Jello wanted you to vote a certain way.
If you voted for the current administration because you genuinely thought they would really help America, that's fine. But don't be afraid to look at our country now and reconsider. Vote like your president is a nationalist, because he is. Vote like this is the world we live in, because it is.
Many fans of Jello were not happy with the biased tone the video took, despite being framed as though it were neutral, leading to multiple videos being made ridiculing him. Jello did make a post on Tumblr saying the negative feedback was no big deal, and pinned a comment saying that angry comments and dislikes still help the video, but eventually he turned off commenting, made the video unlisted, until finally removing the video entirely. And by the end of November, his YouTube channel lost nearly 10,000 subscribers. While Jello appears to have bounced back at this point, he could have avoided the backlash entirely had he not put politics onto his otherwise non-political channel. Number 2. Keep your private life private. What you put online stays online, so always be wary about how much you give away about yourself. While James has shown us glimpses into his life, such as growing up as an avid fan of video games and film, as well as him becoming a father, he's always known where to draw the line with personal information. He understands that dirty laundry belongs in a hamper, not on the internet. It's a fact of nature that people love gossip. There's an entire industry based around it. So when you give away info about your life, you open yourself up to being a target of gossip, which can end up tarnishing your public image. A prime example of giving away too much information would be the case of cartoonist and YouTube vlogger Christine Chandler. formerly known as Christian. Christine has shared highly personal details about herself, including her home, her family, her health, her spending habits, her legal troubles, her sexual proclivities, and much, much more. Christine's willingness to give away virtually any information about herself has made her the victim of trolling for over a decade, and her responses to trolls didn't help either.
My name is not Ian Brandon something! You're not getting away that easy. You do all that, I will sue your sorry ass. I want everything about my house off the internet!
Which brings us to number 3. Pick your battles. As a public figure, you're always going to have some number of people going after you, be it for genuine reasons or not. However, like a rash, while it may be tempting to scratch it, reacting to every negative comment, video, or post about you can just worsen the problem. It tells people that you're insecure, that they can easily get under your skin. It tells those who are after attention that you'll give them what they want. As the old saying goes, don't feed the troll. Now obviously, if someone's giving you constructive feedback to help you improve, hear them out. But if their goal is to bring you down, usually your best option is to ignore them. The fact of the matter is, not everyone's going to like you. So instead of fighting a battle that can't be won, focus on making content for those that do like you. So with that being said, let's see how James Rolfe handled his biggest controversy. In 2016, James made a video about how he refused to watch the remake of Ghostbusters.
So there's a new Ghostbusters movie coming out, and for something related to one of my favorite franchises, it may be expected that I review it, but instead of a review, for once, I'm doing something a little different. A non-review, because I refuse to watch it.
While some YouTubers made more incendiary videos about the cast being all female and how the left is ruining media, James Rolfe picked a more civil approach. And, going back to Rule 1, he was non-political.
Maybe the actual movie is better than the trailer. Maybe it's good. It's a possibility. I know I'm biased. Ghostbusters is something that a lot of us grew up with, and we wanted to see the original cast back together for one last time while they were still alive, and then maybe introduce a new younger cast, work them in, win us over, and then pass it on for a new generation. The real problem I have with it is the title. Calling it Ghostbusters, but without having any connection to the original story or characters, is a shameless attempt to bank on the name to get fans to see it based on the title alone. Call it Ghostbusters The Next Generation or Ghostbusters Re-Energized. Anything stupid like that would have been better. By using the name, it's pretending to be original in its own right and sweeping the first one under the rug as if it didn't happen. As if, it's not based on anything pre-existing.
Because he criticized the movie in this manner, James avoided creating any division among his fanbase, and the video was well received. But the people outside his fanbase were a different story. Shortly after the video was uploaded, James was lambasted on social media by the likes of Patton Oswalt and Dane Cook. Multiple articles were written attacking James for the horrible crime of choosing not to watch a movie. But, just like he refused to watch the Ghostbusters remake, he refused to give these people any attention. And sure enough, the drama blew over. It wasn't like their attacks were hurting him anyway. Unlike in the Jello Apocalypse drama, during the month that James put his video out, his YouTube channel actually had a spike in subscribers. So James had no need to address a non-threat. But what if these attacks were a threat? Well, let's turn our attention to another controversy involving a different James. On May 10th of this year, beauty guru Tati Westbrook put up a video titled Bye Sister, where she accused fellow beauty guru James Charles of, among other things, trying to trick a straight man into thinking he was gay.
Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions. You're threatening to ruin them. You're threatening to embarrass them. And you're doing that to have them behave sexually in your favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay.
Soon, articles and videos were popping up everywhere about James Charles being cancelled. former friends and associates were abandoning him, and while Tati was rapidly gaining subscribers, James began losing them at a rate never seen before on YouTube. Needless to say, this attack on James was damaging, so in a situation like this one, you have to hit back. So, on May 18th, James Charles made a response video titled "No More Lies," where he tore apart all the accusations Tati and others had made about him, and provided evidence to back everything up.
I'm going to try my best to make a long story very short. The next day, Sam slid into my DMs first and I happened to see it. We started talking back and forth and he mentioned that he was flattered by me flirting with him the night beforehand.
Sorry about last night, you're very attractive. And then I responded with, it's all good, very flattering actually.
A few minutes into the conversation, I asked him about his sexuality and he told me straight up that he was bisexual.
Oh my god, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay.
There was no straight men being manipulated anywhere in the story like Tati mentioned.
Because he thoroughly debunked the accusations against him, James was able to undo his canceling. His subscribers quickly began to return. Tati Westbrook took down her video, and her channel has been losing thousands of subs every day since then. And finally, number 4. Be humble and respectful. As you begin to make a name for yourself online, it can be easy to develop an ego. However, like a drug, while an ego may make you feel good, overindulging in it will be your downfall. An ego will make you believe you're more important and powerful than you really are. It'll make you think you never need to improve because you're already the best. It'll make you take those around you for granted, and think you can mistreat them without any pushback. And I can't think of a better example of a content creator falling because of their ego than video game reviewer Noah Antweiler, aka Spoonie. As his popularity grew, so too did his ego, and as a result, he began to feel he was above being criticized, sometimes lashing out at fans and even censoring them.
Don't tell me how to play.
Only 523 people watching a stream that was not announced ahead of time. Oh yeah, my fan base is just withering up. How many watch your stream, motherfucker?
You know, now is not a good time to smartass me.
Rather than maturely handle disagreements among peers, he would escalate conflict and tarnish relationships. He'd make promises to fans like claim he was going to make a feature film after they gave him $5,000 on Patreon, but then never deliver on said project. And all of this behavior ultimately caught up to him, destroying the brand he'd built up. In contrast, after 15 years, James Rolfe has never let fame and fortune go to his head. He understands that while he had to work hard producing content, it was the fans that rewarded him for that content. So he always remembers to show gratitude for everything they've given him.
I'm into filmmaking, and the nerd is sort of like a detour, but it's been a cool detour because it's actually like sort of, it's helped me, and after this is over, whenever, it's always going to be something on my resume, and I'm always going to be proud of that, and I have everybody in this room to thank for making that popular and for doing that.
So in conclusion, if you want to have a happier, more peaceful time on the internet, be like James.